March 1945. Duel at the Cathedral. U.S. troops battle for Cologne and the Rhine. Film footage of the advance of the American ground troops toward the towers of the cathedral. For decades, they have shaped our image of the liberation of Cologne on the left side of the Rhine. But if one looks into the history behind the film images and photographs and researches for eyewitnesses and reports, one obtains results that scarcely seem possible. And there seem to be as many different versions of the sequence of events as there are eyewitnesses. The often astounding results frequently shed a completely new light on the most well-known film scenes. This also raises the question of the credibility of the images. Do the images really show what we think we see, or do they offer an illusion of reality? For leading American historians of cinematography, there is no better institute than London's Imperial War Museum. After close examination of the documents, the IWM and the head of the Film, Photo and Video Archive, Roger Smither, agrees to an interview.
We have many examples throughout our archive where you can almost, in many cases the film is silent, but you almost feel that you can hear the dialogue between the people behind the camera and the people in front of the camera, so that the cameraman is maybe saying, wait a minute, don't start yet, do it again, and the person in front of the camera is saying, was that okay, shall I do it again, should I lean further forward? It's always possible to come up with examples like this.
Might this also be true for footage of fighting from Cologne? Let's take a look at a few scenes that were filmed by the cameramen Bates, Rosenman, and Gerl in the inner city of Cologne. At noon on March 6, 1945, Gerl is filming at the Roman Tower. According to the documents of the 3rd Armored Division, this is the route of F Company of the 32nd Tank Regiment. But the tank advancing here bears the designation E on its rear, meaning that it belongs to E Company, the unit of Clarence Moyer, who was actually deployed at Christophstrasse at this time.
Following the fighting to the shadows of the ancient cathedral, Signal Corps cameramen, Sergeants Rosenman, Bates, and Garrow, record the climactic tank battle for the city.
Garrow films directly behind the tank. Here, one actually has the impression that the footage showed soldiers during a battle. But as the tank drives past the Roman Tower, one can see that other GIs are already there, and 3 of them are talking casually and disinterestedly on the edge of the road. It looks as though they're wondering why a GI is walking past them at a rapid pace. The tank has driven on. Now one can see the aforementioned infantrymen at the Roman Tower. One of them runs past the Roman Tower, firing his rifle continuously. Why he is shooting is unclear, but where he is going is not. 15 meters away, there is a group of GIs standing next to a kiosk. They were already standing there when the tank drove through the image. They are obviously not seeking cover, neither from any bullets from their advancing comrade, nor from the German side. One could at least speculate that this scene would have looked differently had they been in real danger. Although the tank has just skirted along the wall of the house, the unprotected infantrymen are walking upright and in the middle of the street. The impression of a later shoot grows stronger. While the soldier walks through the image firing continuously, another soldier looks amused and turns around. The Cameraman Gerl, who wants to document war events, cannot have been happy with this expression of levity. Apparently, the laughing GI is immediately made aware of this because his smile freezes again, and it looks as though he turns around to wave back the soldier who just walked past him. Shortly afterward, a scene appears in the raw footage of Gerl, which was probably filmed before the courthouse at Appellhofplatz. A Sherman tank takes a shortcut through a curve, rams into a street lamp, and gets stuck. At this moment, an applauding GI jumps into the cameraman's image. Even if these details don't prove anything, they are at least unusual when viewed in the light of acute danger.